Hey guys, how's it going? It's Brendan here, and welcome back to the Crypto Analyst channel. And today we once again have Gary Gensler and the SEC trying to put crypto in the hole, but they are still failing miserably. So right now what we're seeing is that the SEC and Gary Gensler are trying to go after and sue the likes of Coinbase, Binance, and they're claiming that a bunch of different cryptocurrencies are all listed as securities, such as BNB, BUSD, Sol, Cardano, MATIC, Filecoin, Atom, Sand, Mana, Algo, Axie, and Kadi. Now I know that's a mouthful, but a lot of this is just not going to work out. The SEC is making all these big accusations, but today I want to explain why a lot of it is just nonsense. So if you're reading this, you're seeing the news, maybe you've seen a couple other videos already, and you're a little bit scared and nervous, let me simply just explain in this video why a lot of this is just all FUD. So if that sounds interesting, make sure you stick around for the entire length of the video, as there will be important information discussed the entire way through. And the first thing that I want to talk about here is price, because when this happened, Bitcoin saw, and a lot of crypto saw, a pretty steep move down, and we can see this from this big red candle right here. Bitcoin dropped around 6% or though, and then it immediately turned around after dropping 6% from the news and rose 7%. And so we can see that we actually ended yesterday higher than we started even after all the news. And there's a lot of articles circling around saying Gary Gensler is trying to, and the SEC specifically, is trying to bury crypto, but it's just shrugging it off. And that's the reality of what's happening here. So this one's a great example. Bitcoin price surges after the SEC moves and why cryptos aren't sinking. There's a lot of articles like this going around right now because it's true. Crypto is seeing so many different things. And at this point, people are saying, oh, it's just another day in crypto. And it's not anything that really wasn't expected in the first place. So why do I think this is nonsense? Well, for starters, Coinbase specifically, we'll talk about Binance in a second because the two situations are a little bit different. But with Coinbase specifically, they filed to be a publicly traded company to the SEC. They approved them, and now the SEC is trying to say, "Oh, nope, you guys aren't regulated," when the SEC is the very company who gave them the okay. So we're kind of in this if land where the Coinbase is saying, all right, what's the deal? You guys approved us, and now you're trying to say that we're violating stuff. Like, if they're violating stuff, then they wouldn't have really gotten approved. Now, maybe they broke something. It just doesn't look like it's the case. And Coinbase seems to be welcoming the challenge that they violated any kind of rules or regulations here. Now, Binance is a little bit different. Binance is not completely regulated by the US, not as a publicly traded company like Coinbase is. So with Binance, essentially what came out here is it says that the SEC is suing, obviously, Binance for violating security laws and misleading investors. And so what happened here was Binance was allegedly, keyword is allegedly here, taking customers' funds, and without letting them know, they were sending it to a market-making company or platform that was owned by CZ, Changpeng Zhao, who is the CEO and one of the founders of Binance. Now, the issue here is that, again, allegedly, he was doing this without informing customers. So, if it's true, maybe they will be in a little bit of trouble, but Binance, again, they seem to believe that they are not in the wrong here. So we have one against Coinbase, which is, I believe, complete and utter nonsense. One against Binance, which has a little bit more footing. And then we have this giant claim that the SEC is trying to claim that all these different cryptocurrencies are securities. Like, I'm not going to go through the whole list again because it's quite massive in size. But you can see on the screen here that not only are they going after two of the largest exchanges in crypto, but you also have all these different altcoins that they're trying to say are securities. Now, the unfortunate news is that a lot of these cryptos that they mentioned, I am a fan of. Not all of them, some of them, but they all took quite a hit yesterday. So, for example, I'm a big fan of MATIC and Atom, for example, and they took quite the hit. I mean, even Cardano and a lot of these other altcoins that they mentioned here, just because the SEC is, in theory, trying to make a claim against them, it hurt their price a lot, because in a worst case scenario, people are afraid that what happened to XRP could potentially happen to a lot of these cryptos as well. Now, if these cryptos get delisted, that's just something that people are a little bit nervous about. Is it going to kill these crypto projects? Absolutely not. And maybe some of them, but I don't think all of them. You have something like MATIC, which is the #1 layer 2 for Ethereum. And the bulk of the people that need to get access to something like MATIC are not going to be really affected by this. And the same thing with something maybe like Cosmos. And that's the beautiful thing about a decentralized market, is that cryptos are still going to be able to operate on a global scale. They just won't be accessed in one country. And I'm confident that if XRP can hold as a top cryptocurrency, despite being banned throughout most of the US, I'm pretty confident that the #1 layer 2 for Ethereum, or even something like Cosmos, which everything is kind of working its way to be connected towards in one way or another, I'm pretty confident that a couple of these cryptos are going to be able to stay relatively healthy, even in a worst case scenario. So I'm looking at this as someone who has been around in crypto for almost a decade, or actually more than a decade now. That's wild to say. It doesn't really concern me. This could turn into something worse, but I think a lot of this is just the SEC and Gary trying to look like they're doing something and trying to atone for missing some blatant misuse and some blatant corruption in companies, maybe like FTX or some of these other crypto companies, because they so blatantly overlooked those and they were buddy with FTX, who was acting maliciously. I think they're trying to atone for their sins here, and they're overreacting just a little bit. So today, yeah, crypto prices are fluctuating. There is a little bit of nervous energy in the air, but like these articles are saying, crypto's kind of just shrugging it off. We're really not being affected. If this would have been a couple of months ago, then yeah, maybe crypto would be tanking right now. But the worst has pretty much happened. The only way that crypto can get worse from here is if Coinbase collapses, or Kraken or Binance collapses like a rug pull, and all the funds disappear. That's quite literally the only way that things could get worse from the FTX collapse, because FTX was massive. And then we also already had major cryptos fail, like Terra Luna and UST. So the only way that I think investors are really going to get phased is if something even bigger than FTX or Terra Luna happens. And the only exchanges that are really bigger than those are Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, and a couple top tier cryptos. So that's going to round us up for this video, everyone. I hope you all did enjoy. If you did and you want more market updates just like this one, all that I ask is that you smack the like button, smash the subscribe button, and stick around for more content, because we got another great video coming in just a few days this Friday. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll talk to all of you very soon.